YouTube, welcome to channel Annabella. Yes, I'm sitting on our new sofa, big whoop. I'm also wearing a police call TARDIS top, but that's not what this video is about. This video is a review of the fabulous Into the Spider-Verse film that was done by Sony in animation, so it really did kick Warner Brothers animated DC butt into the corner. It was fantastic, had a sweet street soundtrack which was just perfect for it. It involved rebooting Spider-Man, acknowledging how far Spider-Man has come, rephrasing him, remolding him, reshaping him into all these things. Okay, so how many Spider people did we have? We had Peter Parker, the original one, who died. Spoiler alert, yeah, there are going to be spoilers. Get over, this is January, people. This is when I'm reviewing it. It came out in December 2018. I'm allowed to spoil it now. Okay, who died. We then had Peter B. Parker, Peter Benjamin Parker, who was Jewish from another dimension. We also had Milo, who was that new Spider-Man for this particular universe. We also had Spider-Pig, yeah, wonderful Simpsons film reference, love that. We also had Film Noir Spider-Man with his little Rubik's Cube. We had Gwen, as she was Spider-Girl. Am I missing anybody? See, this is the thing. Oh yes, that cute little girl and her spider robot from Japan, as you do. It was awesome. It had such beautiful graphics. It was drawn graphics. I live for drawn graphics. We need to see more hand-drawn cartoons. I love the fact that they also made that Looney Tune reference and WB Let It Slide with It's All Folks. Love it, love it, love it. From the Spider-Pig. I believe that we need more films like this. This is where we need to go. It was catchy. It was different. It expressed something. It had something to say. The villain was huge, but also sympathetic. It was about grief and loss, which, ironically, this is also turning out to be a tribute to the late and great Stan Lee. If you don't know who Stan Lee is, where have you been living, and have you ever heard of Marvel Comics, is basically it. Avengers, X-Men, oh, it goes on and on, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Black Panther, yeah, the list is endless. I could be here all day just spouting. Black Widow, Hawkeye, you get the picture. Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, did I say the X-Men? Have I said the Fantastic Four yet? I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Ad nauseum. Oh yeah, Spider-Man, Venom, Morbius. It just is basically how long is a piece of string. The guy was a genius. But this is the difference, and this is the main difference that people don't sort of seem to get between Marvel and DC. Marvel takes humans and gives them special abilities, but they are still humans. DC has a different approach, and this is the difference, and this is what people struggle with. DC takes gods and makes them human. And that's why it's difficult to sometimes connect with DC characters, because they're archetypes. They are the first. So it's like Superman is the first, Batman is the first, that kind of thing. Wonder Woman, though Wonder Woman is admittedly easier to connect with, even though she is based on Greek mythology, which is interesting, but moving swiftly on, because I'll digress and we'll end up talking about Hera and Hercules. Never mind, glory to Hera, woohoo, and peacocks. Moving on. And that's the basic difference. DC takes gods and tries to make them human and fails spectacularly because they are so powerful and so wonderful. They are like Greek pantheon, Roman pantheon of gods, Egypt pantheon of gods. They are up there. They are meta-humans. They are above regular people. In Marvel, Stan Lee did this wonderful thing. He took human first, and then he gave them the power, and then he gave them problems that would come with that. And that is why people find it easy to connect with Marvel. DC is really, really difficult to connect with. Plus, it's got plot issues because it never resolves anything because it doesn't want to kill anybody off. A la Jason Todd. Anyway, moving swiftly away, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Into the Spider-Verse. It had wonderful graphics. I absolutely loved it. It was like watching, it was art, even though it was very flashy, which I suspect some people who had photosensitive epilepsy would have found it difficult to watch. But there you go. It felt real. It was wonderful watching those lines basically animate. Milo was a real child. It worked so well on so many levels. It wasn't boring, it wasn't dull, it had the right amount of pathos and gravity. It was so good. It wasn't flim-flam at all, and it was such a heartfelt movie on so many levels. You had grief, and you also had grief within Milo's family because his parents had clearly sent him to a better school out of the neighbourhood so that he could get out. So you had differences going on with the Latin African American community that you often see in urban environments in America. Just saying. It was really well done, and it had a big heart. And yes, with great power comes great responsibility. Thank you, Uncle Ben. But also you had the ability to reflect on not just on the 3 Tobey Maguire movies and the interesting dance that he did in the 3rd. Anyway, we don't talk about that. Just why? But it was basically rebooting Spider-Man, even though they have the wonderful Homecoming and all of that. But it did need a reboot. It needed to reflect on where we have been as Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Look, I'm pointing. Yeah, moving on. Yeah, yeah. It was just wonderful. And in actual fact, it re-established Spider-Man as one of the first sort of Deadpool-esque characters. Look, I'm pointing. Yeah, if you've seen the film, you get the reference. Pointing, and I'm pointing more than you. Oh, it was brilliant. And you had the original Spider-Man theme song, which is great, I have to add. It was just wonderful on so many levels. There was nostalgia, there was looking to the future, there was acknowledging the past, there's acknowledging the work of every single actor that has played Spider-Man. It was brilliant. You had so many nods to Stan Lee. It was incredible. It felt like his swan song, and in actual fact it actually was. It was so beautifully done and constructed. Yeah, out of all the characters, I think that Spider-Man is probably his greatest creation. Sorry, Captain America, but it's true. And that says something. But yes, he is the first Deadpool-esque kind of character, I would say, because he does talk to the audience and he's funny. Spider-Man has this cute sort of sassy attitude that's not overstepping the mark, that is within the parameters of what's allowable, because he's hopeful, because he's a young person. I think it's going to be really, really great. I hope they actually make a sequel, actually. I would really like to see where Milo goes and how they keep in contact. That would be cool. And it was nice, actually, to see Kingpin as the main villain. Yes, we did get to see the Green Goblin, of course. Like a little cameo. It's like, I'm the Green Goblin, I've got to be in here somewhere. And it was really interesting that they played with gender, because in this version you had Dr. Ox being a woman and various other things. I thought that was a really great route for them to go, because I think that it's establishing the universe. It's like, you don't know what's going to happen. You may know the story, or you think you know the story, but we're actually going to twist it and change it. And you're still going to enjoy it, and you're still going to get new things out of it. And I actually really like Milo's uncle, I have to say. That was interesting. So overall, out of 5, I'm going to give this movie like 6, because it was so good. The animation was beautiful. It was really heartfelt. You know, each of the intros of the other Spider-Mans, or Spider-Womans even, or Spider-Girls, or Spider-Robots, or Spider-Pigs, Spider-People, does that cover everything? Spider-Sentient Beings. Yeah, Spider-Sentient Beings, that's better. Was really good, because it re-established who Spider-Man is, what Spider-Person can do, and how everybody is really a Spider-Person. And I really thought that was basically the crux of Stan Lee's message. You know, everybody can be great, you just have to be kind and you have to use your abilities for the best and help humanity, which is a lovely message, really. Okay, I've babbled far too much on this. Please like, comment and subscribe, and thank you, Stan Lee, for creating Spider-Man and all the other Marvel characters, even though Into the Spider-Verse is actually a Sony picture and it did kick Warner Brothers Animation hard in the butt. I have to say it did. But that's because they don't have decent plots. They have wonderful characters. They just don't put them in a great plot. They should sit down and have a story that has a beginning, a middle and an end, and actually have ramifications. You know, it's called consequences, and actually have them affect. Anyway, not talking about DC, we're talking about this. Everything leads to DC, and everything is like hair-pullingly bad, and you just like, argh! But at least Aquaman had promise. Aquaman was good, and Wonder Woman was good, and Suicide Squad was actually not that bad of a movie. Weirdly enough, of all the superhero movies that I've ever watched, that one felt like I was watching a comic book, an actual DC comic book come alive. And actually I would put its edginess is the only film that I can see that was as edgy as Into the Spider-Verse on some kind of level, because you had those wonderful character intros where I explained their history in like 5 seconds. They were beautiful. And I also like the fast editing, actually, because it felt like you were turning a page. But that's just me. And I'm a DC geek, so I would get all like the links and the Easter eggs and going, oh, that's that. Oh, that's from that comic. Oh, that's from this. Oh, that's from Mad Love, but they've rechanged it and done this. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. So overall, Into the Spider-Verse is a great movie. Take everybody to go and see it. It is a beautiful film, and it is a fitting tribute to the late and great Stan Lee. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe.